Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the General Audience Podcast. My name is Justin. His name is Nick. His name is Jay. And behind the camera, you have producer Rick. You're not going to see him. You'll see him in a bit. We kind of have a big episode. We're going to rank a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about some news. But before we get into any of that, gentlemen, what have we done this week? Did we watch anything cool? Did we read anything cool? Listen to anything cool? What do we think? What do we do?
So actually, I've been on a bit of a journey trying to watch all the David Lynch films, and so I decided to start with this first one, which is Eraserhead, which is pretty well acclaimed. However, it wasn't my favorite movie in the world. I can definitely see why people like it, but it felt at times a bit too artsy, a bit too much.
Yeah.
Trying too hard, I guess.
I've only seen one David Lynch film, and it was Dune. It was quite bad.
But. Yeah, those kind of movies aren't really my thing, so,
Yeah.
It's not something I see myself watching, but I appreciate you telling me that I don't need to watch it, because you clearly hated it.
I didn't hate it. There's definitely parts that I really, really did enjoy, but there are also some low parts as well.
So it was probably the worst movie I've ever seen, probably is what I'm hearing.
Worst movie ever.
Actually, no.
The worst movie ever? Okay. Take that to the bank.
It's no Joker 2, guys.
It's no Joker 2, but it was pretty okay. Jay, you're up.
Recently, I have been reading the Green Lantern comic by Jeff Johns. It's a 2005 run. I think it goes from 2005 to 2011, and it's been pretty good. It's my first comic book, and recently I've gotten to a point where in the story I've had to go back and read past comics, which was actually pretty cool because it read like a flashback, which I thought flowed pretty well. So just going from this storyline to going back to an old storyline, and then eventually I'll get back to the main storyline.
Yeah.
So I think it's been pretty cool so far, and I think starting my comic book journey here is pretty cool. I think Green Lantern's a pretty cool character to start with, and then eventually I'll move on to the main characters,
right,
like Batman, Superman, and that's pretty much it.
Is this Guy Gardner or is this Hal Jordan?
Hal Jordan.
Nice. Jon Stewart's my favorite, but that's cool. Is this New 52 or is this before that?
This is like right before New 52.
Got it. And you haven't read any New 52?
Not yet.
Okay, fair. I haven't started reading Ryan North's Fantastic Four, but I'm about to start. They have like some deals on Google Play Books, whatever. But I did watch season 4 of The Bear, and The Bear is like up there with Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. It's unbelievable how good it is. And season 3 was kind of disappointing to a lot of people. I didn't think it was. I don't think any part of the show has been disappointing, but season 4 is very different from season 3 because season 3 was super just different, and it was just structurally, narratively very different with its characters. But season 4 kind of gets back to kind of how season 1 and 2 were, and the last episode, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's very unconventional with how it ends and just how the whole episode is just set up. And yeah, there's just some really cool parallels in there to the fish episode from season 2, and it's just really good. It's like literally that. I know I haven't watched Severance. I will, but I think that and Severance like have to be like two of the best shows of the past 10 years. Like I know I haven't seen, but you guys have said Severance is, and everyone's saying it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
And I think Bear could easily join that rank. Like it's stupid how good it is.
Yeah. I've been wanting to watch The Bear, just I haven't got to it. And like with Severance, Nick sat me down and we watched the first season in like one night, and then we watched season 2 like over, like, was it 2 days?
A few days, yeah.
Because they're 2 in, right? They're
season
2. Okay.
But yeah, it's Severance is great. Recommend that, and I'll definitely probably try and check out The Bear at some point.
It's so good. If you haven't watched The Bear, please watch The Bear. It's so good. Okay, that was fun. Now on to news.
Yeah, so now we got news. First, let's bring in producer Rick to join us, because I feel like I have some news that he is going to want to hear, because these are some Rick-specific topics.
Hi, everyone. I'm producer Rick. I'm joining now because I guess Jay has some news that pertains to me.
Yeah, so our first piece of movie news. according to Discussing Film, Netflix is considering making 2 sequels to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Let's go. I've been trying to get you guys to watch it.
No.
I'm
dang it.
sure
No.
I'm sure it's good. No one on the internet has said it's bad. Literally, like, but
I just think the name, if it was just Demon Hunters,
or anything else.
What's surprising to me is that you just sat down and watched it. Like, you just saw it pop up and you're like, you know what?
No.
you know
Yeah,
what?
I'll watch
Not
this.
spoiling the movie. There's certain events. I got clips of certain events in a certain order, and I was like, what in the world's going on? So one night, I was bored, had nothing to watch, so I sat down, watched it, was actually really surprised by it, by the themes of it. The songs were honestly pretty good, and just a good movie. I was just surprised.
Oh yeah, I guess we might watch it eventually.
So Netflix has a whole catalog,
Don't-
right?
Don't
Whole
worry.
catalog of original movies and original shows, and you see K-pop Demon Hunters. Like,
Okay, it was the day that it released.
Yes!
What?
and again, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's
And of course,
amazing.
Rick is known for his love of K-pop.
Yes.
We talk about it
Oh.
all
If you
the
know
time.
producer Rick in real life,
The only thing that I've gotten close to that was APT by Bruno Mars and Rosie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the closest thing I've gotten.
Or from our next piece of news. A Big Time Rush movie is in the works.
ooh,
Wow.
Yes!
that's actually cool. That's actually
Yeah.
Very
hype.
excited.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
You and me, Jay, we're big Time Rush fans.
Yeah.
Is this verified?
I am going
way.
to the In Real Life World Tour in about a week and a half. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, 'cause that was one of my favorite shows growing up, and so to see a new movie from that would be pretty
That's
cool.
crazy.
I mean, it's nothing like huge news, but it's just something interesting to talk about.
Did you guys ever have those like I think once a month in grade school we'd get like these Scholastic like book, you could buy books from it or something, like you'd buy books and they would ship to the school. Did you have those?
Yeah,
yes,
we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were they
So-
like
They
magazines?
were like
Yes.
magazines.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it would
stuff.
take forever to get there, but like you'd forget you ordered it and then it would get there.
Probably mine.
I got the first Big Time Rush CD from that, and I remember it's gone now, but I remember, and I was like, I used to listen to like a radio every night when I go to sleep, and I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10, and I watched the show a lot. Gustav, whatever his name is like a huge inspiration for current day Justin, so that's pretty exciting.
He's going to be there at the tour. He opens for him with the actress who played Joe. So
Oh, that's
that'll be cool to see them.
Yeah. So
New movie, that's crazy.
okay.
Hopefully do more Beatles songs.
Next, this is more of some quotes. This is about DC.
Ooh.
So there's a tweet from James Gunn saying Peacemaker press and sequel writing, where someone replied, "When are you gonna tease the sequel?" He replies, "I just did." So in another tweet, someone asks, "So not a direct sequel to Superman?" Which James Gunn replies, "I'm not sure how you define direct sequel. I pretty much think of Peacemaker 2 as a direct sequel."
To Superman, right?
Yes.
Are you talking about a movie or is it the second season of the show?
Well, James Gunn is saying that he thinks of Peacemaker season 2 as the direct sequel to Superman.
Oh.
Which
That is interesting.
I
Because
think
he said a lot of he said that Green Lantern's going to be in it, Hot Girl's going to be in it,
When does it come out?
August 6th,
a couple weeks.
Couple
August
weeks.
something, yeah.
Which I think that's a weird way to phrase that because when we ask for a sequel to Superman, we mean Superman 2.
Superman 2,
Yeah.
correct.
And not just the next project coming up, because like obviously we know that the next thing in DC is
Peacemaker.
going to be part of the DCU. That's been confirmed already. So
You think?
it's just it's a weird thing for him to say it like that, which just confuses the
Yeah,
audience more.
I agree.
What do you think? David Cornspett's going to make an appearance in the show?
I think so. I think regardless of how big the cameo is, but this goes back
I
again
think they'll cut off their head.
to
his body.
yeah, like
Oh,
a shadow.
gosh.
But
Please
what
not.
really bothers me is that like Creature Commandos was officially the start of this new universe. I'm like, great. I'm sure the show's good. 10 people watched it, right? I know you did.
He's one
But
of them.
like, I just it's gonna be good. It's James Gunn. He's never let us down. At least never let me down. but this just reeks of, if you don't watch this show before you watch this movie, you're going to get confused because it's a direct sequel to Superman. Even though my grandma loved Superman, she doesn't know that Peacemaker Season 2 is a direct sequel to Superman. Like, as long as they don't make it so integral, like past Marvel, where if you don't watch this, you're going to be really confused when you watch Brave and the Bold, or when you watch Superman 2 if you didn't watch Peacemaker. Like, as long as they just keep it contained enough, then I think it'll be okay. But I don't love that.
But and then he said that the next movie that he's writing to be made, Superman has a major role in it, but it's not Superman 2.
So, is it gonna be maybe that Jimmy Olsen show that they were
Oh my gosh.
talking about?
See, like, what are
This
we,
is
what are we doing?
This is a reference to a movie that he's writing.
Movie?
Yeah,
Jimmy Olsen movie?
Maybe
I doubt it.
I hope not.
I seriously hope not.
A show sounds fun with Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
A movie we don't need.
I don't think
I'd
we
rather
should.
have
I'd rather have a
main
Green
character
Lantern
movies
show.
than
Yeah, I'd rather
just
have
random Batman,
yeah.
you know?
Well, just it's like a low budget Jimmy Olsen show
Not some
with,
random side
with
character.
funny things.
But let's
Because I dislike some of the random stuff that they're greenlighting, like Clayface, because like it's a cool character, but
do it later.
yeah, to do it, either do it later or weave it into like a main like Batman story.
Agreed.
let's get Batman in here first
'Cause-
before.
Right. Yes.
Because I think we're wasting money and resources on
And time.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for Superman for
we
4
we
years.
just have one
because like
Yeah.
one movie out
Yeah.
and a bunch of TV shows.
Right.
Yeah.
if that bombs, then we've wasted time on this random project that just wasted money. It bombed. The studio's like, all right, pull the plug on.
And the
this.
Amanda Waller TV show. Like, we don't need that. Like, weave it into something else. Like, this is... And Jimmy Olsen. Like, I don't know, make a Superman 2, but give Jimmy Olsen a side quest or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's
Do you
odd.
think they're trying to get Batman in earlier? Because he's not thinking as a direct, like, Superman's going to play a major role. Is that what you said? Or is it just going to be a cameo and
It said a major role, but he's not the focus.
he's not the focus?
Interesting.
I'm trying to
Maybe
think
it is
of
Jimmy
who.
Olsen.
Oh gosh.
Well, it's a movie, and Jimmy Olsen has been said to
Oh,
be
a TV show. Okay.
I was just because I know they're trying to push Wonder Woman up.
Which I'm glad. I'm
And
glad.
Would they maybe do a World's Finest movie to introduce Batman before Brave and the Bold?
I mean, I think
I'd be down with
I think
that.
with a movie, I think he might want to do Mr. Terrific.
That would probably be what it.
I've seen
I'd watch that.
I've seen people like talk about that one being a movie, especially with how much James Gunn likes that character. So it could be Mr. Terrific, which I'd be fine with that. I'd still like to see more of the mainstream characters first.
Correct.
Just to get those out before just in case these movies bomb and then WB gets rid of DC again, and then we don't see him for another 20 years.
Because we've seen that Superman, as great as a movie it is, and the name with Superman is going to struggle to cross 600 million, which is a problem because that's the superhero. Like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, those are the three superheroes. And if that is struggling to cross 600 million, granted, this is a July that's never been packed with blockbusters like this July has been.
Yeah.
If you're going to make Mr. Terrific, I'm sure it'll be great. But that's not making 600 million worldwide. That's making Fantastic Four is struggling. It's having a horrible second weekend drop. And I don't know. It's a really weird climate because superhero movies are not in the zeitgeist like they used to be, especially like in the general audience, the general public, because Superman should not be struggling, and it is. It's weird. It's a really weird time, and yeah, I don't know. I'm sure whatever James Gunn has, it'll be good, and we'll look back 10 years like, I'm glad he did it that way. But right now, I'm just like scratching my head a little bit, like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
You know?
I've been pretty optimistic with James Gunn, but there have been a couple things that he's said recently that I've been like, oh, I'm not sure about that. Like, I loved Superman. It's a very, very good movie, but like he's like mentioned like Supergirl is not being not being older than Clark, which like it like in comics she is older than him. but she got stuck in like the Phantom Zone or something, and so like biologically she's, I guess, younger, but she was born first.
Yeah,
but she was frozen in time.
She's older, yeah, like Steve Rogers.
But they're not doing that apparently, which
I'm not a huge Supergirl. I mean, whatever. If that was a character that I like loved, I would. But yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of questions that make me think like because you're not in the whole superhero movie genre, I guess, is just in a really poor position in just the general public's perception of them. And I think this is when you need to go, okay, Batman is now in production. Wonder Woman is now in production. Hawkgirl and Green Lantern movie team up is now in production. Like, I don't know if you have the resources. And Warner Brothers, we know that they're not against shutting down an entire franchise. They did it with DCEU, done it with a lot. And I think that, I don't know, I don't want it to get carried away and have Mr. Terrific costs. And Superman was expensive, $50 million more than Fantastic Four. And I think Fantastic Four looked much better. But Superman's going to struggle to break even. And I think I don't want him to lose $200 million on a Mr. Terrific solo movie before you have a World's Finest movie, or before you have I don't know. It's weird. It's interesting.
I definitely, his comment about Supergirl being younger, I'm not exactly a fan of that, because I'm just really curious on how they're going to do it, because I thought the whole thing with Woman of Tomorrow is that she's depressed over the fact of Krypton being gone. And that's why I thought that was going to be where she's going off and partying and drinking. And
yeah,
I thought that was going to be the main part of that. But with her being younger, she doesn't know Krypton then.
Yeah, it surely complicates things.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Have to see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Now for the big thing that happened over the last 24 hours-ish.
It was today, right? I guess when this goes up, it'll be...
Yes. Well, yesterday and today. And then I guess tomorrow when this goes up. They have started filming Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yep.
So, I guess the main thing, the suit, it's finally been revealed. I guess, Rick, you start because you seem so eager.
Well, you guys know me pretty well. I'm a big Spider-Man guy. I have a great love for the character. He is my favorite superhero of all time. I grew up watching the Sam Raimi movies. My first big Lego set that I bought was the Daily Bugle. So this is really big for me. I think so far what I've seen of the suit, it was exactly what I was hoping. I was hoping it was going to be kind of that end of No Way Home suit, but physically and just the fact that they put the raised webbing on it, which I think looks the best because it lets the lines pop and just they kept everything that I wanted from it. So I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
It's good. I think the logo's a little bit too far down.
The waist is also very low. I noticed Grace Randolph actually said that. She's like, the waist is it's not at his, and I guarantee they'll fix it. But yeah,
it's a little nitpicky.
Low. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it looks very nice.
It's very Andrew Garfield TASM 2 suit in the best way, because that suit is arguably the best live-action Spider-Man suit we've ever had. I think it looks great, and everything that we've seen from it, from like the cast, the suit looks great.
I have also noticed very, very much from that first reveal of like they went from the shoulder and then down, you can just tell like just from not even looking at just the raised webbing, just the material in the suit kind of has like this oval type shape going through it, which is very reminiscent of Toby's, which gave it like a very nice look to the red.
That's true.
That I really like in Toby's suit. And then just generally I've noticed with like the Spider has a lot longer of like the bottom legs, which really looks like kind of Andrew's, and then so I think it's a really good blend of everything.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this suit. I figured it was just going to be the No Way Home end suit with some minor tweaks, which is exactly what it is. Yep. But I like the colors. With the teaser that they showed, the close up of it, the material looked very 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 reminiscent to Andrew's with like how it kind of shines. Yeah. Which I think that was the best look in terms of like the red material, and then like the blue it looks slightly darker than than it was in the No Way Home final scene, where it was very shiny, which I think they made it shine that much in that scene to make sure the blue popped because they used black so much.
And it's definitely a very dark teaser. Like the lighting is very not there, so I think it'll probably be brighter, but it's definitely darker.
I remember watching that scene being like, yes, we got the blue.
We finally have Spider-Man.
I was so happy to see blue again. I have missed it. I'm happy to see it again.
And the best part of this suit is it looks like something that a kid his age could make. It looks like I'm going to buy this red base spandex off Amazon and I'm going to customize it how I want. It doesn't look like this billionaire made me this. Oh, finally. Like, we are finally getting a actual Spider-Man movie. I'm so excited. I think it looks great.
I think they also used, going back to the material for like the blue and kind of how it was shiny, just from like the shot of when he's walking up, when they fully revealed the suit and you see like the light hit the blue, it kind of has a brighter blue when the light's hitting it, but when it's a little bit darker, it has like a darker look to it, which I'm very happy with that. It makes it very much look like those old John Romita comic books where if he was in certain lighting, the blue was very light. If he was in other lighting, it was a little darker, which very excited to see that in action.
It looks great. The raised webbing helps so much. Like his homecoming suit, I like the homecoming suit, but that webbing is just hideous to me. It looks like it looks like someone like went on, I don't know, Microsoft Paint and just like slapped it on, and it's like I just think it looks
that is my main complaint with homecoming suit. I think between how it looked CGI wise in Homecoming and how it looked in Civil War is just completely different. It's
so true. It looks really good in
the
Civil War.
exact same suit. Like you can very much tell the black
Yep.
in Civil War because I rewatched that scene before we did this just for a little reference before I start talking and someone corrects me. But I have noticed that like they very much made that black pop a lot more in Civil War than any other shot in Homecoming.
Very much so.
Yeah, I've liked all of Tom's suits so far. I've liked like all suits. I guess Andrew's first one is a little iffy, but it's not horrible, in my opinion. But I think this one is perfect. I think we don't really need to change much with it. I am sure that we'll get some new ones in the future because you gotta sell toys.
Toys, exactly.
All I gotta say is if at one point in this movie where if he takes damage and the suit starts ripping like it does in Toby's, that will look amazing.
Amazing.
That'll repeat.
Say that again.
Amazing? Oh. Spectacular?
Say it again.
Spectacular?
Okay, buddy.
Say that again. Okay. Sorry.
We're pushing it.
Sorry. Yeah, milking it a little bit. My bad.
All right. So on the topic of Spider-Man, first we have Punisher and Bruce Banner returning. What do we think of that?
I love the Punisher being in it. They're both street level heroes, but I'm not too sure about Bruce Banner.
That is exactly my thought.
I think if they have it to where, because he's in college, or we think he'll be probably in college for this movie, or be taking classes.
And no one still knows him, by the way, right?
Yeah,
That's where we are.
No one knows him.
Okay.
So I could see it as maybe Bruce is maybe a professor there, teaching classes, and maybe Peter's taking classes, and maybe that's how he shows up, just to make sure that he's still in the world of the whole MCU-esque thing, but not making it to where Hulk has a major role. I think could be something.
That's a really good idea, actually. And like maybe the whole movie, I'll be theorizing, but like he knows Bruce, but Bruce doesn't know him like the entire time. That'd be kind of crazy.
If we still had normal Hulk, it would be cool, kind of like in the comic books where Bruce transforms back, because Bruce forgets who Spider-Man is because of the whole Mephisto spell, and Bruce doesn't know who Peter is, and that he's Spider-Man, but like Hulk still does because Hulk wasn't affected by it. I think if they would have still had Hulk, that would be a little fun scene.
That would
be
cool.
I forgot that Hulk is lame now.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
He will be smart.
Ruined him.
Yep.
No. I forgot. I was so excited. Hopefully, maybe they'll fix it. Maybe they'll fix it.
There's maybe some more news later that you will share about something that could play into something, but
yeah. So I guess let's just get into that. Unless do we have more to talk about with Punisher.
I'm good. Cool.
Okay. So so on set there was a military-esque vehicle spotted with a demon logo on it, which
Whoa.
refers to the character Mr. Negative, who is who has the power to corrupt people, and so what a lot of people are thinking is that Mr. Negative will corrupt Bruce Banner, which will bring back the Rageful Hulk.
Ooh,
Which
I hope.
I think that'd be a cool scene. I am not too sure about it because I was hoping it just stay very grounded with, I guess, not getting too much into like the outside MCU. That's why I think I'd be a little bit more okay with like Hulk just being a professor and showing up and not him fighting the Hulk, because we already had a movie where a character fought the Hulk.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think it has to be like a giant scene in the movie. It can be something quick, and then we get back to the.
I guess it could be
Regular.
cool if they do a thing kind of like they have in the comics where like Spider-Man told Hulk a joke and it calms Hulk down back to Bruce Banner. I think that would be funny. I think that'd be a cool scene.
There are plenty of scenes in Spider-Man PS4 with Mr. Negative that are very much grounded. It's not the most grounded story, obviously, but just because they have him, like, they could tell the story a certain way to keep it grounded. And I think I trust them, and I hope and pray that regular Hulk comes back, because you guys just ruined my day because I forgot that Smart Hulk is a thing now. He hasn't been in a movie in forever, so I forgot that's how it is. And that's wildly unfortunate because it's one of my problems with Endgame, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, the last time we saw the normal Hulk was 2017, almost 10 years ago.
That's embarrassing.
2018.
Infinity War.
Yeah, that was 2018.
Was that 2018?
Yeah, 17 was Ragnarok.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't mind Smart Hulk, but that was in reference to like Endgame being like the end, and then the MCU keeps going, and then we keep getting Smart Hulk, and then it's like, all right, let's get back to.
And there's also like zero build up for it.
None. 5 years later. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, great.
I was fine with that.
It worked things out with Hulk, I guess.
I was okay with it at first, and then I just continue to have more and more problems with Endgame, and I'm like, this just does not help your case, Endgame. Smart Hulk does not help your case.
I am very excited, but going back to the whole Inner Demons and Mr. Negative, I am very excited for Mr. Negative. He was great in the PS4 game, and I loved his role in the second game too. I'm very excited to see what they do with that, especially with he brings out your negative emotions, and just like kind of in the PS4 game when they have that scene where he's in Peter's head and he's showing him all these things where it's like, you failed here, and it's like, especially with Otto, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he's like bringing out all these negative emotions in him, trying to corrupt him, and like Spider-Man's fighting against it. I think those scenes would be cool with like bringing back maybe Aunt May and showing her a little bit, and having that be a big emotional moment for him where he's like, it's not my fault type of thing.
They could do really cool stuff with Hulk if they make him actually the Hulk again, like bring out the negative things that he's done maybe. That'd be a really cool way.
Okay, so our last bit of news. Michael Mando will return as Scorpion in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I'm very excited for that. I have been so mad since Homecoming came out and they teased him that we just haven't seen him. And it's just so happy that they're finally, hopefully, going to use him.
I think it was very weird that they introduced... I mean, you can introduce him whatever, but it'll be 9 years at the time that this movie comes out that they introduced him. And so I'm excited. Michael Mando, if you never watched Better Call Saul, one of the best parts of that show. He's unbelievable in that show. I think it'll be great. Wow, I think he's going to be great.
You guys haven't watched it. I have recommended it. The new show, the new animated show for Spider-Man that's on Disney Plus. That they, I can't remember how long ago it came out, but
Last year?
It's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He was the main. He was a part of that show a lot, and they showed him getting the suit and it fusing to him, and like they showed him. They had a lot of cool scenes with him in that show, and if they are planning on doing anything like that in this, I am so excited.
It's a great character.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun to finally get that cameo resolved. So
Agreed. And live action, first time seeing Scorpion in live action.
I think it'd be a cool way to like maybe start the movie. He's going after Matt Gargan. He has the suit, and it just throughout things it fuses to him. I think that'd be a cool opening.
That'd be so sick.
Kind of like the I don't know, something like the bank scene with Shocker or something like that.
In the game.
Yeah, in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Well.
Where he starts off in like going back to the PS4 game. It starts off with he's getting a crime alert and he gets up and he puts on a suit and he swings out the window and then he's heading there. I think that would be a great way to start it off.
Yeah.
Who's directing this movie?
The guy who did Shang-Chi.
Oh, that's right. Daniel something? Is it Daniel?
Daniel Destin Creighton or Destin Daniel Creighton?
Okay, great pick. I forgot that.
I didn't know they're changing directors.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Watts is done.
Mm.
Which probably for the better.
I think it's the right move.
I do too.
Yeah, so very excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Me too.
Yep.
So I think that's it for news. So thank you, Rick, for joining us.
Get out of here. Go on.
Get back to it. Okay, so next we have our rankings. We have several topics that we're gonna rank today. So we'll get into Transformers, Pixar, film scores, DCEU, Star Wars, MCU, and then our favorite movies overall. So first, we're gonna get into Transformers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, and 1, 1. So we're doing our top fives, and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
So for me, for my Transformers ranking, I'm just gonna say this: I am a major fan of the Michael Bay movies, so all of those are going to be in the top 5.
That's all right.
It just depends on what order it is. So in last, I have Transformers: The Last Night, which I do have several problems with this movie.
Yep.
But just how much of a fan I am with this franchise. There's just something that stopped me from hating it.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of good moments in it also that I love, and just I think it's a shame that they didn't conclude what they had started. And I guess there are some ways that they could fix the things that they messed up in this movie, but the problems I have, bring it down to last, and the rest of the movies might have problems that I'm a lot more able to look past. So
that's number 5. Are there any below Last Night? So there are some that are worse than Last Night.
The ones that aren't Michael Bay's.
Okay, fair enough. On to my number 5.
Yep.
My number 5 is Bumblebee. I think it's great. It's a nice little return to form. It's obviously not as flashy as Michael Bay's, but it's very sweet. It's very fun, and I think the Cybertron scene makes it 10 times better.
All right, he's seen one Transformers movie, so just give me your 1 ranking.
Transformers 1.
Number 1?
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
Good pick.
All right, number 4, I have Revenge of the Fallen. Great sequel. It's also very messy because of the writer's strike, but it's super fun, and just childhood nostalgia. Love it.
It's a fun movie. Number 4, I have Rise of the Beasts. The Maximals are my favorite characters in all of Transformers. I would have preferred a solo Beast Wars movie, but this worked. I thought it was fun. I thought it kind of had some of the more Michael Bay-isms without being full Michael Bay, and you can definitely tell. But it was fun. Great movie. Not perfect, but a lot of fun.
All right. Number 3, I have Age of Extinction. I think the switch up of tone, I think it worked with them dealing with the Battle of Chicago, and them hating Transformers now, and so I thought it was a really cool concept. And then Lockdown, probably the best villain in all the Transformers movies.
I like Age of Extinction, actually. Everyone always points to that one scene. I know you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, let's relax. I don't like it either, but it's a 30-second scene in a 3-hour movie. Number 3, I have Transformers 1, the animated one. I think it's objectively, easily probably the best movie on my list, like the best made from like a storytelling standpoint. But there's just nostalgia is a powerful thing. Mm-hmm. But Transformers 1 is super special, and it sucks that it did so poorly at the box office.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, but my number 2 is Dark of the Moon. Mm-hmm. Pretty much the perfect action movie.
Yep.
It's like just an hour of nonstop destruction in the middle of Chicago, and it's just some of the coolest set pieces you'll ever see, and it's just so good. I could talk for hours about this movie,
So
but I think it's a general consensus that people love this movie.
Yep. My number 2 is the first one, Transformers 2007. Nostalgia at its absolute peak, up there with the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. It's unbelievable how well the movie has aged, not only from a filmmaking standpoint, but also the visuals and just how fun it is. And young Shia LaBeouf and young Megan Fox, it was just so fun. And they don't make movies like this anymore, and it sucks, but crazy good time. I think it's an objectively very, very good movie. I think it's great. I think 2007 is awesome.
Yeah. Well, obviously, my number 1 is 2007.
Yep.
It's just childhood nostalgia. It's a powerful thing, as you said. It's just, in my eyes, it's a perfect movie. That is why I love movies. Is that movie?
Yep.
And just seeing that when I was 3 years old.
It's crazy.
It's just love that movie. And then, spoiler alert, we will be seeing that movie on some other lists later on.
Yes, we will. And my number 1 is Dark of the Moon. Repeating everything you said, the perfect action movie. It's nonsensical sometimes, and it's huge, and it's just bonkers in the absolute best way. The final act is still one of the most visually impressive feats that's ever been done in a movie ever, and the characters are great. The plots are fun. It's loud and it's super extra, but it's such a good time. It's such a good time.
All right. So next topic we have Pixar.
Amazing.
So I guess I'll start off again. At number 5, I have Incredibles 2.
Okay, respect.
Personally, it is higher than the first one for me.
Ooh, disrespect. Never mind. Woof.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's just, I don't know. I liked it a lot when I saw it, and I guess all of these movies on this list I haven't seen in a long time, so I don't.
Okay.
They could change if I watched them more recently, but that's what I have to say.
Okay.
So pretty much all mine that are on my list, all movies that I watched growing up. So nostalgia plays a massive factor
Yeah,
in all of them.
it's the same.
But my number 5 is WALL-E. It's actually the first Pixar movie that I saw in theaters, and I've just fallen in love with it
It's so
ever
good.
since then.
It's definitely a movie like Incredibles that's much better as you're older. Like, as a
can
kid, I'm
finally
like, this movie's so
understand
boring.
what's
Like,
going on,
exactly. My number 5 is Cars, the original. Love Cars. Not 2, but I just think it's a very good movie. It's very fun. The cast is great. The settings are great, and I really don't have many problems with any of these movies on my list. But Cars is definitely top 5.
All right. My number 4 is WALL-E. It's a really good movie. Great story. Heartfelt with the robots, and you really feel for them, and you just care about the humans and them trying to, I guess, get their world back.
Yep.
And or some of them not wanting to, and just wanting to enjoy being lazy on the ship.
Yep.
But yeah.
My number 4 is Ratatouille.
Great pick.
I don't know. I love the French aesthetics of it. I love just all the rats and
The French aesthetic and the rats.
I do.
That better be your letterboxd review.
It has a great message too.
Yes, it does. My number 4 is Monsters University. I prefer University over Inc. I think Inc. is. I think this is more valid than you liking Incredibles 2 over 1.
I don't know about that.
I would agree. Incredibles 2 doesn't have a scene. The scene in Monsters University where they're in the real world and Mike and Sully are talking by the lake, that is unbelievable. And Mike's having this crisis about how he's not scary and all the like. I lost for words. Like, when I watch that scene, and I still watch that scene, I'm like, this is so good. And I love Monsters, Inc. It's my number 6. But I think University is so good. It's so good. That's it. It's really good.
Yeah, okay. So, my number 3 is Monsters, Inc.
Okay, and respect. I love Monsters, Inc.
Just the same thing with childhood nostalgia. But it's just I have so many memories of just watching this movie over and over and over again on DVD as a kid, and just I love the characters, and you just I don't know, just the story was not simple for kids, but it's still very very good to
Yes.
as an adult to return to it.
We all cry at the end, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
My number 3 is Bug's Life. I think it's probably one of the most underrated Pixar films out there. That's really quite an adult message.
Yes, it is.
Going in there, but that was one I watched all the time when I was little, and the wasps scared me when I was younger, especially in the beginning when they're all attacking the ant colony. But
I think Kevin Spacey's the main villain, isn't he?
is he?
I think he is. The grasshopper guy? Is he the main villain?
Yeah, they're grasshoppers, aren't they?
They are grasshoppers.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Wasps.
Oh, grasshoppers.
I was like, I don't remember that scene.
Canceled.
Number 3 is Toy Story 3. I think it is not only one of the best animated movies ever, I think it is one of the best heist movies ever. I think it's one of the best prison break movies ever. I think, and the ending, I don't hate Toy Story 4, but I definitely think they could have not made it. But Toy Story 3 is just, it's stupid how good it is. Lotso being the villain, daycare. There's not a part of this movie that I would change. Like, it is, and the end with the incinerator, like, dude. Like, what? I think Toy Story 3 is unbelievable. That's my number 3. No notes. I don't have notes for any of these, really, but...
Number 2, Finding Nemo.
Great pick.
Pretty much the exact same reasons as the previous ones. Just I watched this movie over and over and over again as a kid, and just I have just distinct memories of watching this movie and just being just entranced by it and just watching it.
It's super good.
Just focused on it.
The opening, oh my gosh, with the wife.
Yeah, that was scary.
Golly.
My number 2 is Monsters Inc. This is probably my favorite movie growing up. I had my dad play it so much that he can recite the opening lines word for word. I don't know. I just love everything about it.
It's a classic. And the cast, John Goodman, Billy Crystal, is that who played Mike?
I think so,
yeah.
So good. Oh my gosh. My number 2 is Ratatouille. It used to be number 1. But everything you guys have said, the French aesthetic is so unique. It's fun. It's super easy to sit down and watch. Remy, Patton Oswalt is a great actor for him. And it's got a great soundtrack. Michael Giacchino always cooks.
All right. Number 1, I have Cars. The first Cars.
Okay.
I guess in recent years, I have become a big Formula 1 fan. But even before that, it would still be at the top of my list. It's just that was the movie I watched the most as a kid, and if you ask me when I was like 3 what my favorite movie was, it'd be Cars, and just being a F1 fan now has only boosted it.
Fair.
But just I think that movie's perfect, and just the racing's awesome, which is a problem with Cars 2. There isn't much racing, but I won't get into that. But
Thank you.
Yeah.
My number 1 Pixar movie is The Incredibles.
Let's go.
I think that's probably one of the best superhero movies ever released.
Yep.
I love the story. I love the animation. I think it's probably the most just well-rounded Pixar movie ever released. I love the score. Just love everything about it, really.
Yep. Everything he just said. My number 1 is also The Incredibles. Michael Giacchino's score, all of the cast performances. Brad Bird in an interview said that he animated the movie like a live action movie. So and he did. When you watch it through that lens, where it's crazy how good it is. You wouldn't think it's a Pixar movie because of how mature the themes are and the whole subplot of him working at an insurance company. Little kid, me was like, what's going on? Why is this lady crying? But then now, it's unbelievable. It's so good. The Incredibles is, it probably is the best superhero movie of all time. It's crazy how good it is. It's my number 1.
All right. Next, we have our favorite film scores. So the music from the movies, the background music. So I get like for my list, I like at work. At work, I love to listen to these. Like it's all the time, just for just for time to pass,
Yep.
for work to get over. So these are the ones that I probably listen to the most, except for one, but it just deserves its respect. So at number 5, I have Tron Legacy.
Okay.
That score is done by Daft Punk.
Yep.
And so bringing in this cool, I guess pop techno duo.
Yep.
It really fit the tone of what this movie is. And although they're not doing Tron Ares, I still think the score for this new movie is going to be something to really look forward to. And so yeah, that's what I got.
I have, so number 5, I just put Transformers, because a lot of the themes are in a lot, like all of the movies. Optimus's theme, Bumblebee's theme, Arrival to Earth, so many themes that like I grew up with, and then growing up realizing that wow, these are unbelievable pieces of music. Yeah, pretty much everything you said. The Transformers, it's great. It's number 5.
Yeah, and then so number 4, I have Star Wars. This is the one that I don't listen to as often, but I just think it deserves its respect, and there are so many great themes. Like my favorite one in Star Wars is probably Yoda's theme.
Okay.
So John Williams is one of the goats of film scoring. So yeah,
I agree. I would agree. Like Jurassic Park and all, like Star Wars and stuff deserve their flowers, but I just don't love them as much as some others that I've heard like growing up. My number 4 is the score from the Mario movie. So many references, so many callbacks. Brian Tyler, he's done a ton. He did Guardians of the Galaxy. He did Transformers 1. Just references to every Mario game you can think
Guardians
of.
was Tyler Bates.
You're absolutely right. Tyler. They both have Tyler in it. Anyway, Donkey Kong's theme, Peach's theme, every single game that you can think of was referenced in that score. And they didn't do it just like because. It doesn't. Some people, like, I have a buddy that liked to argue that the score's only good because it has good references, and I'm like, no, it's a great score because like there's a lot of original pieces and themes as well, and those are better than a lot of the reference pieces. So yeah, growing up as a big Nintendo kid, the Mario movie score is definitely up there.
All right. Next, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Nice.
Done by Daniel Pemberton. That is just one that I found myself listening to constantly back in 2023 when it came out, and it's still one that I come back to now, and it's just I think it's almost perfect like most of the ones on this list.
He cooked. Number 3, I have Lord of the Rings. Again, there's so many themes across all 3 of them, but if I had to pick one, I would go Return of the King. For Frodo, Days of the Ring, Into the West, Crack of Doom. So many. Like Howard Shore, even in The Hobbit, his scores are unbelievable. And I think that just all came to a head in Return of the King. And it's epic, it's grandiose, and it fit perfectly what that trilogy needed.
All right. Number 2, I have Man of Steel.
Amazing.
Say what you want about the movie.
I will.
Hans Zimmer cooked. You cannot deny that.
100%.
And I've this is one that I listened to a lot even before I got really into listening to it.
Yep.
So it's just and it was one that I just thought sounded amazing when I first watched the movie back in 2013.
Yep.
So it's amazing.
My number 2 is Batman v Superman. So very, very on brand. Hans Zimmer again and Junkie XL. I think it's just as good as Man of Steel. It doesn't have what are you going to do when you're not saving the world, which hurts it. But Batman's theme is unbelievable. This is where we first got the Wonder Woman theme. This is where we got the You Are My World. Men Are Still Good. Do You Bleed? It's just a phenomenal score. And it builds on Man of Steel, but it has Batman's like brooding tones in it. And then say what you will about Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman's theme is one of the most iconic themes of my lifetime, at least. Everyone knows that theme. You know, it's unbelievable. I think I probably listen to that soundtrack more than any other, but I have one more above it.
Yeah, I've been listening to that one a lot more recently. I guess with the hype for Superman to come out,
Yep.
I listen to those a lot more. But yeah, so my number one is Transformers.
Okay.
This includes all 5 of the Michael Bay ones.
Yep.
It's just they're perfect in my eyes. Even when you got to Age of Extinction and there's a distinct change in the sound, it's still amazing. And then you have the return to form with the Last Night with the music.
Yes.
And with the add-on of like the medieval sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all 5 of them done by Steve Jablonsky is just amazing. And it is a shame that Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction are not available on any streaming. But I still like go on YouTube and listen to those, and just I have just countless probably days logged in of listening to those scores alone.
Well, even Tessa and Lockdown, like, they're so good. Like, Age of Extinction soundtrack, like Tessa, that piece has been worked into like so many things that I've seen on TikTok. People don't even know it's from Transformers, but I'm like,
yeah,
it's such a beautiful piece of music. And you're like, this is from Transformers? Like, really? What?
Yeah, and like some standouts for me are like Our Final Hope from Dark of the Moon, Lockdown, Bumblebee, yeah, Sacrifice from the Last Night. It's just all amazing.
Yep. My number one is Dune Part 2. Hans Zimmer's easily my favorite composer ever. I saw him live last September, just in time for him to do Dune Part 2, and he did a whole segment. Part of his concert was Dune Part 2, and it was like, I have never in my life like been so moved, because the soundtrack is unbelievable as it is, but like just hearing it live and everything, and he's just the GOAT, and Dune Part 2 is the GOAT, and everything's the GOAT. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I know you didn't have a list, but do you have one that stands out?
I mean, I don't really listen to film scores the way that you guys do.
Yeah.
The only ones that I really noticed is The Incredibles, just all the horns
Fair.
and brass. I really, really do love.
Michael Giacchino, man.
Yeah, fair. All right. Our next list, the DCEU.
Ooh, okay, let's go. Top 5, yeah?
Yeah, top 5.
Okay.
So at 5, I have The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn.
Yep.
I thought that was a great switch up from what we had before with the first Suicide Squad, which I do actually like that movie. Hot take.
Right.
But you know, it was a good audition for James Gunn for him to eventually take over DC.
Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan of the DCEU, so I'm not terribly high on any of these films.
Yep.
But if I had to rank them, number 5 would be Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think it is better than the original Joss Whedon Justice League, but I don't know. I enjoy it. It is kind of a bit of a rough watch, 4 hours, but
Okay. All right, that's fine. Number 5 for me is also the Suicide Squad. I had a hard time between this and the Flash. I think I like the Flash. I don't think it's very good, but it's fun. Suicide Squad though is objectively much better. I think a great audition, like you said. Characters were handled very well, and a lot of that energy is carried over to Superman. And I think it's very solid. It's very solid. Very fun.
Mm-hmm. I am very concerned of how they're going to handle the universe of this movie and then with Peacemaker season 2.
I know.
So I'm concerned with that, but just hopefully they figure it out, or I guess they have figured it out at this point because it's already out or is already coming out. But yeah, on to my list again. Number 4, I have Aquaman.
Okay, awesome.
I thought the way they did Atlantis was amazing, and that the story was fun, and I thought Orm was a really cool villain, and just it's not how you would think they would do Aquaman with Jason Momoa, but I think it really worked with what they had, and you know it's really
it was a blast.
It is
such a fun movie.
my number 4 is Man of Steel, the start of the DCEU. while Superman does make some choices in that movie that I may not personally agree with, I do think it is quite a solid movie. I do enjoy watching it.
Respect. My number 4 is Wonder Woman. It's a movie that I will argue Gal Gadot is genuinely fantastic in most of that movie. Some acting, some movies she's not great. Snow White, she was terrible. In this, I think she was great. The No Man's Land scene is unbelievable. The movie is just, it's just so important, and it doesn't get the flowers that it deserves because it's such a great movie, and everything that it accomplished, and the reviews, and like the messaging, and how like love is really the only thing that can really save the world. Like, wow. Like I heard that, and I'm like, dang, like wow, it's tough. But no, Wonder Woman is amazing. The music is great. Her theme comes back, and it was a very good time to be a DC fan because we're coming off of BVS, which I liked, and Wonder Woman was just it was crazy how good it was. I love the first Wonder Woman.
All right. Next, I have Batman v Superman.
Okay.
You know, I guess say what you want about Zack Snyder or whatever. I just something about it. I just really enjoyed it, and you know, there's some awesome moments in there. There's some questionable moments in there.
Yep.
But you know, it's just sometimes you just you have a feeling when you're watching a movie, and just, I had a great time with it, especially the extended version.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all I have to say.
My number 3 is Blue Beetle. I am quite upset that he's no longer going to be in the new universe. I did quite enjoy this movie. Thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I actually never saw Blue Beetle, but
Really?
I do think
It's
he is
really
going to
good.
be. He is in the DC. He's going to be in the DCU.
He is? Oh,
James
okay.
Gunn said they're carrying him over. I heard it was good.
What?
His movie isn't canon, but he's still gonna be in it.
Okay, that's cool.
Thanks, Rick.
I heard it was good, and I'm sure it was. I like that actor. But yeah, my number 3 is Man of Steel. I love it. I love Zack Snyder's trilogy, and I thought the score and the visuals, and you know, seeing a Superman that just became Superman. He's gonna make some questionable choices because he just became Superman. But I love Lois. I love how she discovered him. I love ending with "What are you gonna do when you're not saving the world?" That piece of music, and then the final line being "Welcome to the planet," and he's like, "Happy to be here, Lois," and he smiles. I'm like, wow, like what a, it's good. It's so good. It's so good.
All right. Number 2, I have Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Nice.
It's a massive improvement on the original version. Although I do think that there are some moments in the original that weren't carried over to Zack Snyder's that were genuinely like amazing in the original version. But just overall, it's just you can't deny that was so much better. And then of course it's the Justice League. Who doesn't want to see the Justice League?
Right.
It was really good, and the 4 hours didn't really bother me that much.
Agreed.
Okay, my number 2 is Aquaman.
Nice.
I love James Wan. I loved a bunch of the horror elements within the movie. I love Jason Momoa's Aquaman, although he doesn't quite fit, you know, the typical comic version.
Yeah.
I thought he did very well. Yeah.
What were those? The fish, the trench?
Yeah.
Those things were scary, and like the
I
shots of
love
them
the
with
shot
the
when he's
with the
going
flare.
down. Yep.
So good. That was a great scene.
There was a rumor like back in the day that they were going to make a movie about the trench, which I thought was really
Like,
stupid.
what is that?
But it didn't happen, so I guess we're fine.
My number 2 is Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition. Obviously, the Ultimate Edition. I love how dark it is. I love how it makes me think. I love how I think it's a fairly accurate representation of our very unaccepting, hateful world. If this very larger than life being he could destroy the planet in the blink of an eye. Like, should we not be worried about that? I love the questions that it poses. Yes, it's not Superman saving squirrels, and that's okay. I think you can have both. I love Batman. It's Batman's movie, I would argue. I love that the 3 hours really gives Bruce a lot of development. It gives Diana just enough, It gives Clark enough, and the Ultimate Edition actually has him reporting and journal like on several occasions, which the theatrical just didn't. Yeah, the score, the visuals, it's great.
Yeah. So my number one is Man of Steel. I'll say I love the new Superman. I do prefer Man of Steel still.
So do I.
But it's not to say that I don't like the new Superman, and I'm not excited for the new DCU, because I'm very excited for that. But it's just, I don't know, I just love that movie, and I just there's things that people I guess either see or don't see that I see that they don't see, or whatever.
Yep.
And it's just, I guess this is one that people are just gonna have to agree to disagree, because I don't think there's ever gonna be a conclusion that we can agree on with people who love it or hate it. So
you can like both.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I do like both.
So do I. I'm saying, like, telling like people that like it's okay to like both. Like,
yeah.
There is one that is better though.
Huh?
There is one that is better though.
I agree.
Yeah.
Starts with an M.
All right,
what's your number one?
My number one would have to be Wonder Woman.
Oh my man.
Nice.
Oh.
I think it's probably just like the best movie that's come out of the DCEU. Even if it's not my my cup of tea, but like you said, the score is super iconic. Gal Gadot does quite well in that movie. But yeah,
I really like Wonder Woman. I'm glad that's your number one. That's a great movie. My number one, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Seeing the downfall of Justice League and Joss Whedon's career just go plummeting down after he was revealed to be a racist and a sexist and abusive on set. I was praying for the day, and I don't think it'll ever work again, and I'm glad. There's not a single frame in Justice League that's anywhere close to being as good as Zack's original vision. It's in my top 10 movies of all time. The length doesn't bother me, and if it does, it's set up into Tarantino-ish chapters. So watch 2 chapters right now, watch 2 later, watch 2 the next day. I think Junkie XL with his original score, carrying over some themes from BVS. It's just it made it okay to me that we didn't get a Flash movie, we didn't get a Cyborg movie, because we have 4 hours to spend with these people. And where Justice League failed, you're introducing Flash, you're introducing Cyborg, you're introducing all of these ideas, and it's also a Justice League movie in an hour and 59 minutes. Like, that's stupid. But with 4 hours, I think it flows very nicely, and it's got everyone gets their time to shine. Cyborg's story was very powerful. I think it's great. I think it is crazy how good that movie is.
All right. Moving on. Star Wars. Here we're doing all 9 of the main saga.
We'll be fast. Don't worry.
Yeah. I guess to start with mine, I will say a slight spoiler for my list, but I like all of them.
Yep.
So, I guess fight me if you want to. But on the bottom, I have Phantom Menace. I just think that the constant talk, like politics talk, drags it down a lot.
Yep.
And so sometimes you just want to get back to the action, which I guess you shouldn't be saying as like a movie fan, but it's just like let's get moving.
Yep.
So I do not like all of the Star Wars movies. Some of the sequel ones are a little rough. Speaking of which, number 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is my least favorite.
Fair.
And why is that?
I think the decisions they decided to make in that movie are utterly baffling. I cannot understand why they would ever decide to bring back the Emperor after no build-up. I don't know why they decided to not have just one director for all 3 of them.
It's crazy.
They kept changing them over and over again. I just, it's baffling just how bad this movie is.
Does it make you mad?
It does. It makes me physically upset.
You've never seen it.
No.
What?
So
what?
That's really a unfair.
No.
Wait.
Which
I know everything that happens within that movie. I do not need to see that movie. it will only make me more upset.
I think you need to at least see it before you can make these.
Whoa.
Because like I have similar thoughts on some of the choices in that movie, but I still think you need to watch it at least.
I agree. That's crazy.
I have heard everything I need to know about that movie.
You need to actually watch it.
Because there are some scenes where I'm like, this isn't bad. It is bad, but my number 9 is Attack of the Clones. I think there are parts of this movie that are definitely better than the next movie on my list, but it's just the script is so awful, and that's just something that really drags it down to me because, and a lot of people don't care, and that's okay. But like I'm like, no one would say this, like no one, and it's not Hayden Christensen's fault. Like people calling him a bad actor, he's not a bad actor. It's just that the script was so terrible that no one could have sold those lines. I love the introduction of the clones and Camino, Jango Fett. A lot of awesome stuff was introduced, but boy, was the script terrible. Fun movie. Again, I like all of them too, but
yeah. So my number 8, I have Rise of Skywalker. Once again, I do enjoy this movie. I do think there's still a lot of choices in that movie that they shouldn't have done. I think that they should have stuck with the original plot. With I believe it was Colin Trevorrow that was gonna direct it. They should have stuck with that. But you know, I guess overall they should have had a plan from the start.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, we're past that now. But just that was the first time leaving a theater for a Star Wars movie where I kind of left being a little underwhelmed by it. So, yeah.
Okay.
So my number 8 is The Last Jedi. Now I don't think this is a bad movie. I just think it's a bad Star Wars movie. I he's looking at me crazy.
That's all right.
I just think, I don't know, a lot of choices, they really wasted Luke Skywalker. I feel like he could have done more. I don't like the reveal that he tried to attack Kylo Ren after having just one vision that he turns evil. I very much dislike that. I do like his final fight scene, though, in that movie.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
Yeah, and it just feels like really nothing happens. I'm also not a big fan of kind of the rehashing of like the Empire versus like a resistance that they're chasing. I feel like that's been done before. I know it's been done better, but it's probably my second least favorite.
That's fair. My second to least favorite, number 8, is Rise of Skywalker. Pretty much everything you said. There are moments where I'm like, this is cool, this is awesome, I'm on board. And then a minute later, I'm like, wow, what are we doing? Like, this is super weird and not at all what The Last Jedi was setting up. And yeah, it felt like there were 10 people writing the script and they all wanted something different. And there are some moments where like visually, I'm like, this might be the best looking movie ever. Visually. But you get any lower than that and I'm like, this is not that good. And I like the characters. I love Rey. I've always loved Rey. But just as like a finale, it's wildly underwhelming. I would agree.
Yeah. So number 7, I have Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
You know, just there's some really weird writing in the movie, but you know, I think this one, for me, is more of like a just turn your mind off, enjoy movie, and just that one is really the start of like that Clone Wars feel. With I guess because there's clones in it, and you have just the Jedi antics with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and it's just I think it's really fun despite some of the stuff that kind of drags with like the romance plot, but which it gets quite rough, but I don't know.
It's fun.
My number 7 is also Attack of the Clones. A lot of the reasons you guys already pointed out. But also, I mean, some of the decisions like not having a single practical stormtrooper on set, having every single one of them be CGI is kind of strange. I do very much like the final battle scene. That is one of my favorites. But yeah, it is just kind of a average Star Wars movie.
Just fine. Yeah. My number 7 is Phantom Menace. I like it more than most people. I actually thought that the politics was kind of intriguing. I don't love the politics. I definitely would prefer something else. But I thought it was fine. It's fun. And that's really it. It's fine. It has a better script than Attack of the Clones. It's way less messy than Rise of Skywalker. And so that's why it's number 7.
All right. Number 6, I have. Well, this might be a little ruffle of feathers.
Uh-oh.
Empire Strikes Back.
Woof. Wow.
Once again, I love all these movies. It's just, I don't know. I guess not a whole lot happens in it. I guess it's just, but it's fun. The reveal.
What is that? I'm sorry. It's your opinion.
Your opinion is respected here.
Yes. I totally agree.
The reveal is great. I am your father. It has a great score, but bringing in the Imperial March, introduces Yoda. But it's very great. It's just there's ones that I like more.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Okay. Well.
Moving.
My number 6 is the 7th one.
Okay. Force Awakens.
I think it's quite solid. I do, however, feel like a lot of the story is kind of the same.
It very much is.
It's kind of just a retelling of the 4th one, which I'm not a big fan of. However, I felt like they could have done a lot starting after this movie. They could have branched off and developed into a lot better saga, but of course they didn't do that. I liked Rey. I liked Finn a lot. I liked Poe. All the characters are great in it.
Yep.
This could have been a little bit better writing. I would have enjoyed.
Fair. My number 6. Are we on 6?
Yeah.
Yep.
A New Hope. I really like this movie. Obviously, I like all of them. I just like the ones above it more. I'm not going to say it's boring, but there are times where I'm like, all right, let's keep it going a little bit. Obviously, I know it started it all. I know it's iconic for a reason. It's objectively a very good movie. Just not my fave, but definitely solid. 6 out of 9 ain't bad, right?
Yeah. So number 5, I have The Last Jedi.
Okay.
If you asked me when it came out, I would have probably said number 1, but just upon a couple of rewatches, it's come down quite a bit because they're the Canto Bight storyline with like the what was it, like the gambling plan or whatever it is, that drags quite a bit. But I thought that a lot of the choices they made in there were actually really interesting, especially with Rey being a nobody.
I agree.
Rather than a Palpatine. What was cool, I thought that them going full on villain with Kylo was a really good choice, and then they totally backtracked.
Yeah, that just shows like how backwards they went with Rise of Skywalker. Like another time, but wow.
But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Okay, so my number 5 is The Phantom Menace.
Okay.
I actually do like the space politics.
Me too. Yeah, it's all right.
That was a good starting out for the prequels. I think the final battle between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon is probably one of the best fight scenes in Star Wars. The Duel of Fates, easily my favorite score. Yeah, I mean, right in the middle. I enjoyed it.
Great character.
Yes.
Qui-Gon was great. Liam Neeson, Obi-Wan, and I like Phantom Menace a lot. My number 5 is The Force Awakens. I think it's literally A New Hope, but I think it's better. I like what they did with Kylo. It was such a solid introduction to everything. Yeah, there was some dialogue where I'm like, ooh, that was pretty rough. But it was very fun. I remember I saw it, I think 6 times in theaters.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't pay for most of them because I was a child. But it was a lot of
still
fun.
Insane.
It is. Well, I went with my youth group. I went with my uncle. I went with whatever. It doesn't matter. it was a very good introduction, and it felt very Star Wars-y. It felt very safe. Again, it's literally A New Hope. But I like the First Order. I like General Hux. I like the allegory with certain things that have happened in history. And I thought it was very good. I thought it was a very good start to the sequels.
All right. Number, what are we at, 4?
Yep.
I have A New Hope.
Okay.
This is, if you say the word Star Wars, or the phrase Star Wars, that is the movie I probably think of when I think of that. Mostly because the original name is just Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it's just, you have Darth Vader, you have Luke, you have the Death Star. It's all in there, and yeah, it's just probably, I guess, on paper the perfect Star Wars movie.
Yep.
But yeah, it started it all, and got to give it its flowers.
I agree.
My number 4 is the Return of the Jedi. Of the original trilogy, I definitely think it's the weakest one. However, it is still a very solid movie. I would have preferred if they didn't have a second Death Star. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that. However, it is a great conclusion to the original trilogy. I love Luke turning Darth Vader back into the good side, and that turns on the Emperor and throws him down the pit and kills him, and then that gets ruined by the 9th one, but we won't talk about that anymore. But yeah, I love this movie.
Me too. My number 4 is also Return of the Jedi. Pretty much everything he said. I wish it was a little darker, kind of like Empire was. I wish there was another Death Star. But I love the world building with Jabba's palace and the Rancor, obviously. A lot of great stuff. The Ewoks, take them or leave them. I think they're fine. But it's fun. I like what's happening on Endor. There's also a battle happening on the Death Star. I thought it was great. The Throne Room is great. It's a great movie.
All right. Fun. My number 3 is Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Probably just, the fall of Anakin is one of the greatest storylines probably in all movies. It's very much helped by the Clone Wars, the animated series.
For sure.
But, just something about it, I love that movie. We got to see it in theaters recently, which is a really fun experience. Yep. The battle between him and Obi-Wan is just a very, very emotional fight, and I think the most recent time I saw it, I felt it more.
Yep.
So.
My number 3 is also Revenge of the Sith. A lot of what he said, I also agree with. I think it is a great conclusion to the prequel saga. And I think it does definitely help the other ones, how well this one finished for such a good ending. Mm-hmm. Like you said, the fall of Anakin is probably my favorite storyline.
Yeah.
It's crazy how sad it is. Mm-hmm. That'll ruin my whole day. If I watch Revenge of the Sith early on in the day, I'm like, okay, well, I'm depressed now. I can't do anything till tomorrow.
You're always rooting for him to not do it. It's like maybe this time it won't happen.
And just because he wanted to love his wife, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. My number 3 is Empire Strikes Back. I think it's phenomenal, easily the best of the original 3. I think a lot happens. Jay,
I guess I phrased that wrong, but I'll let
that's fair. It's your opinion. It's okay. Obviously, him finding out that Darth Vader is his father, Cloud City, a lot of good world building. Dagobah, Yoda's introduced. The music when he gets the X-Wing out of the swamp. All of it. It all works so well, and it felt very much darker than A New Hope, which is what I wanted. And starting it out in Hoth with the Wampa, I think is what it's called. Brilliant. I think it's a great movie. Not just a good Star Wars movie, but just a great movie all around.
All right, my number 2 is Return of the Jedi.
Fair.
I love conclusions to movies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and so I guess just having that will a lot of the times just bring that movie up on its own, except for episode 9. But
yep.
But just I love the battle between Luke and Vader, and then with Palpatine also being there, just something about just like the aesthetic of it, like them being on Endor. I just think it's really good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 2 is A New Hope. I think is an amazing start to the Star Wars, and you don't really think about it, but there was massive amounts of world building in there.
Yes, there was.
Pretty much every single character from Darth Vader to the Jawas to the planets. I mean, it's kind of insane just how much work was put into this. And
everything was new.
Yeah.
Like one
I mean, you
knew.
don't even think about it really, but I think it's incredible. It's a great story. It's super iconic. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of Star Wars started from this movie. There's not much else to say.
Yeah. I don't love A New Hope as much as you, obviously, but I do agree, like, the Jawas, Tatooine, Alderaan, a Death Star.
When they go into the bar, and they throw the droids out,
Yeah, like,
apparently there's
Mos
racism
Eisley, like, okay, establishing aliens, it's establishing smugglers, it's establishing bounty hunters, everything was new.
Yeah, you watch that movie and you just wonder how did you just think of all
come
this?
up with it? Yeah,
a lot of it came from Dune, but
this is better.
And I mean, all the designs of the aliens is incredible, really, because they all are super unique.
Mm-hmm. My number 2 is Revenge of the Sith. Everything you guys said, it's a brilliant arc, aided by the Clone Wars. Which, if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, go watch it. I think it's better than any Star Wars movie, as much as I like them. But it's tragic, it's heartbreaking, it's surprisingly well written. It's got more great world building with Utapau and Grievous and just everything. It comes to a head, and it's just disastrous. Not in quality, but just like in heartbreakingness. Great movie. No notes.
All right, my number 1 is The Force Awakens. I guess as a kid, I always liked Star Wars, but seeing The Force Awakens is what made me fall in love with Star Wars, and so that is what really boosts it as high as it is, and then I think that it's also just a very solid Star Wars movie on its own.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of people give that one flack just because they don't like the other two. But I still think that this movie should still get its flowers that it deserves. I do get like it's the same thing argument, but it's just I don't know. I love Kylo Ren. I think he's easily the best character in all the sequels.
Agreed.
And I think this was a great intro to him. And I think what they were setting up in this movie with Rey and Kylo, and even Poe and maybe Finn, I think that was great. And I think the problems are in the next 2 movies is where people should be pointing the fingers, and not at this one.
Real quick, looking back, that's a great point, because when that movie came out, it was universally loved.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 4 years later, when we got Rise of Skywalker and people were thinking about Last Jedi, that they lumped in The Force Awakens. It's a harmless movie. Like, it doesn't do anything offensive to Star Wars, I don't think. And you're right. Like, Episode 7 doesn't get the flowers it deserves. And that's just very interesting. I never really thought of it that way.
I think this is a lot to do with just how much sequels can affect the previous movies. Because I think the prequel trilogy is looked on a lot better now because of Revenge of the Sith.
Correct.
I think if number 3 was on par with number 1 and 2, I think we'd have very different thoughts and opinions on the prequel trilogy.
And you can make the argument that give it 10 more years, people will like the sequel just as much as the prequels. Because when the prequels came out, it was bad.
It was really bad.
And we'll have kids that were born with these movies already being
and that's
out,
cool.
and they'll grow up on it.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my number 1 is The Empire Strikes Back. I think it is easily the best Star Wars movie, one of the best movies of all time. Every single shot, every single scene in this movie is iconic. The locations are incredible. You finally get to see, your main character Luke finally become like a Jedi and show off his prowess. But then you finally get to see Darth Vader, the main villain, show his power, and he beats him quite easily. Has one of the biggest plot twists in all of cinema. It's just just an insane movie.
I wish I would have not known that. Like, I wish I would have been alive back then.
Yeah.
To see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just how shocking that would have
Yeah.
been.
That is one thing I wish I could see. Just
Me too.
For the first time. Because like, I guess I'll let you go first and then I'll talk.
Okay. My number one is The Last Jedi. I think a lot of the complaints are very surface level. I'm not going to go into my full tangent. I might do that on a different episode. Obviously, what they do with Luke. I'm a big fan of humanizing my heroes, letting my heroes fail, and letting them learn from it. And that is exactly what he does. And I again, Canto Bight, not the best sequence, but everything else is so strong. Rian Johnson's directing. He did Knives Out, Glass Onion, Looper. He's a tremendous filmmaker. Cinematography is beautiful. The locations are beautiful. The cast continues to be great. Obviously, Finn was wasted, but I mean, I don't. Yeah, that's not necessarily just this movie's fault. But the score, I think it's got one of the best scores by John Williams. I like how much it subverted my expectations because everyone was like clamoring for Snoke to be this ever powerful figure, and the movies are like, he doesn't have to be the ever powerful figure, so let's kill him. And I think that's really cool. I like how, yeah, again, they let Luke mess up, but they let him learn from it. He's not proud of what he did, and he said that moment of instinct, it passed like in a second. It was a fleeting shadow. He never should have done it, and I'm like, that's fair. Like, and I get it. He was never gonna kill him. I refuse to believe that he ever would have actually swung the lightsaber, because we see that he was terrified of what he did, and he's like, dude, like, this isn't me. And he learns from it, and by the end of the movie, he's Luke again. And I think that is beautiful, and people watch the first hour, and they're like, what have they done with Luke? And they don't watch the second half to where he is Luke again. And he sacrifices himself and lets the Resistance leave, and I think it's super powerful, and the whole message of Rey being a nobody, everyone can be a Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker just poo-poos on that. And just kidding, you can only be a Jedi for Palpatine. I thought it was great, and the kid at the end who's Force sensitive, and it's like kind of telling kids, like, I don't know. I thought it was really powerful, and just seeing our hero fall, but then seeing him get back up when he failed so spectacularly was super inspiring, I think.
All right. I had more thoughts on like watch order, but just for time, I'll say that for another day.
Okay.
So MCU, we're back to only doing 5. My number 5 is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
Obviously, you get to see all 3 Spider-Man together. Who doesn't love that?
Yep.
People have started to turn on it for some reason.
Annoying.
I think it's really stupid. I think it's very great. The characters in there, they're not cameos. They're full on characters in there that actually move the plot forward, and just it's a really good movie.
My number 5, maybe a little bit of recency bias, but I have the Thunderbolts.
Nice.
I think it's probably one of the most well-written movies in the MCU. I love the story. The main conflict is very unique and very different than it usually is. And it makes you care about some of these like lesser characters in the MCU, which is kind of crazy. And I really did like the little switch out of the Thunderbolts with an asterisk changing into the new Avengers. But overall, I just thought it was great.
I had Thunderbolts at 6, so very sad it's not my top 5. Number 5, I have WandaVision. I forget the director's name. I just had it in my head. Matt Shakman, thank you. I was going to say Jake Schreier, but that's Thunderbolts. But the themes of grief and motherhood and just how lost this character is and like how far like grief can go if you don't let it out, I guess. I think super powerful, and Wanda just continues to be... She was such a well-written character in that show. It obviously introduced her 2 sons, and that era was so much fun with the theorizing and everything, and a lot of them didn't come to pass. Most of them didn't come to pass, but I just thought it was a very, very almost perfect project in the MCU.
All right. Number 4, I have Thunderbolts.
Nice.
I love that movie. Just the themes in it, and just throughout the whole movie, it doesn't feel like an MCU movie at all, which I really like. But then you get to the end of the movie, and then surprisingly, it gave me that feeling of hype that I felt like during the Infinity War and Endgame era. So like it both felt like not a MCU movie and very much like one in like in the best ways.
Yep.
And I think that in the times of uncertainty in the MCU, I think this very much helped alleviate some of the concern
For sure, I
with the
agree.
MCU. But yeah, on to you.
Okay, my number 4 is Captain America: Civil War.
Nice.
This was like the first really MCU movie that made me like get into the MCU. I had seen MCU movies before this, but I hadn't really like got the whole universe thing, and then seeing all these brand new characters come in here, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love everything about this, and it made me super pumped for any future project.
Yeah.
I think Civil War and onwards, I've seen every movie that's come out in theaters, and it's I don't know, just a solid movie too.
Yep. My number 4 is, this was not planned, Fantastic Four: First Steps. I think Matt Shackman absolutely nailed everything that these characters represent. They're my favorite superhero team of all time, and just seeing them finally done like the absolute justice they deserve on the big screen. It was like otherworldly. Has some of the best looking sequences in any MCU movie. If you know, you know. And Galactus, Silver Surfer, the Four, the alternate reality, the way that it stands on its own, brilliant. No notes.
Great. My number 3 is Avengers: Infinity War.
Nice.
It's the ultimate crossover movie with this movie. With this one, just how they handle like bringing the Guardians with the Avengers, and just the ending of they actually lose. It's like one of the biggest biggest surprises of modern movies.
Yep.
And it's amazing. The next two I just like a little bit more, but it's pretty much perfect.
Yep, I agree.
My number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Nice.
It was I didn't really realize this was the MCU movie when I first watched it in theaters. I'm still quite young at that time, but I loved it anyways. And we've really seen quite a bit with James Gunn. We're kind of used to his formula a little bit, but going back to that first one, it's the first time we've seen it, and just the introduction of all these old songs into the movies and stuff that make the scenes feel incredible. It's just easily one of my favorite MCU movies.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3, Civil War. Pretty much everything that Nick said. Seeing these two heroes kind of go at it, and these characters that we've known for 8 years and dozens of movies by this point, and you're like, are you on Team Iron Man, Team Cap? The hype going in was palpable. Wish it could use more color. I think Hat Guy says that a lot, but that's one of them that I'm really like, could have upped the saturation a little bit, but effects were great, and the airport fight will go down as like one of the most legendary moments I think in the MCU. Great writing, great direction. I don't love Zemo as much as a lot of people do, but I think he served his purpose. It was the introduction of Black Panther. It was great. It did a lot, and it made it look effortless.
Yeah. My number, are we at 2?
Yep.
Number 2 is Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
I think this has the same thing that I mentioned with like Star Wars 6 and 3, like the conclusion thing that just gets to me, I guess.
And 9.
Not with that one, but it was an amazing conclusion, and then just like with Infinity War, especially in the final act of Endgame, you have probably the greatest like hour of superhero movie ever, and then like there's there's parts at the beginning that might drag a little bit, but I still think all of that was interesting enough to keep me engaged and keep you guessing like upon like first watch.
Yep.
And the runtime I never really felt with it.
Same.
And I thought it was the perfect conclusion to that Infinity War saga, and I just hope they're able to somehow get close to that with
Doomsday and
Secret Wars.
Okay, my number 2 is Infinity War. It is easily one of the most ambitious movies ever attempted.
Yeah.
I mean, all these characters have several movies before them. They all have these appearances. I mean, it was close to a decade worth of buildup.
Yep.
I mean, even Thanos appearing in the first Avengers movie. Just everything about it is insane when you think about it. And it really doesn't feel crowded at all.
No.
With all the characters they have, and it feels really organic the way everything comes together. And it's just insane.
The way that they structured it, having one group here, one group here, one group here, as I don't know how old I would have been, 2018, younger. I didn't think of that, but like now I'm like, that is the perfect way to do something like that, because each team couldn't have done it without the other team also like brilliant. And then Endgame obviously is great, but my number 2 is No Way Home. Everything Jay said, people are turning on it, and they kind of have been the past like year. Don't really know why. Toby and Andrew having actual roles and not just cameos was amazing to see. And it's just a really effective story. It's sad. Peter is down in the dumps for a lot of this movie, and that is exactly what he needed, because at the end of this movie, I was like, finally, we got a Spider-Man movie in the MCU. Like, finally, we have a story that's worthy of being called Spider-Man. I didn't feel that way with Homecoming. I definitely didn't feel that way with Far From Home. And then No Way Home ended, and I'm like, that was sad. It was funny. The tone was great. All the different villains. It didn't feel like fan service. It felt very natural, and I was really happy with it.
Yeah, I agree. So my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Nice choice.
I do fear that if I watch it again, it might slip a little bit, but as of right now, it's still my number 1. Just the main thing with it, I think this was the first movie to actually make me cry a little bit, and so that really boosted it, and just the conclusion thing, and just it felt very much different from the other two, which in some ways I think works very well, and then there are some things that I think they kind of dropped the ball with in that one, because like the score, I think they mess up switching from Tyler Bates to John Murphy.
I agree.
But the soundtrack in there is amazing. It's still the weakest one of the trilogy for like the music in it, but it's still really good with like Creep and Since You've Been Gone,
Badlands
and all that. Yeah, Badlands. This was the movie I've seen in the theater the most times, at 4.
No way.
Yeah, it's just I love this movie, and yeah, I could go on longer, but time.
Fair.
My number 1 is Iron Man.
Okay.
While Jay may have a love of like conclusion movies, I have a very love of beginning movies.
Okay.
Just I don't know. It's just I can't even describe just how happy this movie makes me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching it since I was very, very young, and it's just everything. It just doesn't seem like it should have been a good movie.
Yeah.
Everything that I hear about his production, all the stuff it had to go through, it felt like it really shouldn't have been good. But somehow Jon Favreau just pulled it all together, and RDJ is the perfect casting for Tony Stark.
Easily.
Like, what do you mean they're going to try to make a cinematic universe?
I know.
Like, what are you talking about? And they did it.
Yep. And then, I mean, the post-credit scene is iconic. It's
crazy.
I don't know. It's just, I love it.
It's such a good movie. My number 1's Infinity War. Pretty much everything that Nick said. The way that it balances 7,400 different characters, and the score by Alan Silvestri is great. The characters are very themselves. The plot with Thanos, and it's just, I have my nitpicks. I think, Hulk is ruined by the Russo Brothers yet again. But everything that it does right, it does so right. And it's ending it with them losing. I took one of my old neighbor boys. He was like maybe 5 when it came out, and the movie ended, and he's like, and I'm like, I know, like you have to wait a year to find out what happened. And he's like, are they dead? I'm like, I don't know, but it was,
Sure
and
looks
no
like it.
one knew they were gonna stay dead, but the fact that they still did that, and they're like, they just lost, by the way, like
Yeah.
all the Avengers and the Guardians and Spider-Man, everyone was together and they lost. And that is just crazy.
Yeah.
And that era was experiencing that, and the whole theater, I've never heard more when it cuts to black. I'm like, and the credits start going. I'm like, it's over. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, Infinity War is something else. It's something else.
All right, that is our rankings for our top 5 MCU movies. Next, we have our top 5 movies of all time.
Here we go.
So, I guess I struggled to pick a number 5.
Yeah.
So I landed on the Batman.
Okay, fair.
It's my favorite Batman movie. It's probably my favorite DC movie. This is the most Batman has felt like Batman in a movie, in my opinion. I think like my favorite Batman like overall is Arkham Batman from the video games, and I think this movie very much gave Arkham vibes in a lot of it, and so that's why it's on this list.
Okay.
Okay, my top 5 is Fargo, by the Coen brothers.
So good.
I love this movie so much. I love this fact that it's set in Minnesota. I love all their accents.
Yep.
Or I guess on the border between South Dakota and Minnesota. I think William H. Macy does an amazing job in that movie. He's kind of...
I need to rewatch that movie.
I don't know. Yeah, I love all the snow and stuff that's around, and I think it's a very well made movie.
I agree. My number 5 is Lost in Translation. The infamous Bill Murray Oscar snub. Was nominated and lost. Scarlett Johansson, this was one of her first roles. Might have been her first. Just super powerful story about, it's not romantic, there's like a 30-year age gap, but it's just that two characters who are very lost. They have everything, but they also have nothing. And really just the message of that sometimes all it takes is one person to save you. And it's just super powerful. Like Sofia Coppola, this was her masterpiece. And it's a shame it doesn't get talked about more. It's truly like an unbelievable experience.
All right, my number 4 is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Just once again, this is a movie that made me fall in love with Star Wars, and it brought me further into this amazing universe, and I love it for that reason, and so it's one of my favorites of all time, just for that.
Respect.
My number 4 is 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. I think Stanley Kubrick is probably one of my favorite directors. In this movie, it's insane just how good it looks. All the shots of the spaceships going around, you're thinking to yourself, how on earth was this released in the 60s? It's so far ahead of its time. And it's just super realistic with everything that it does. Yeah, it's great.
I actually haven't seen that movie. And I saw a scene from it on TikTok today where he's like jogging around in the spaceship or something, and I'm like, whoa.
It's genuinely baffling how they film some of those scenes.
I need to watch it bad. My number 4 is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I think it is very hard to find flaws with this movie. As funny as that is, it's got almost a 4-star rating on Letterboxd. It is peak animation. It's witty. It's funny. It's hilarious, actually. It's iconic for a reason. All the characters are on their game. It is one of the funnest movies you can watch. Doesn't matter your mood. You could be super depressed and you can watch it. You're like, wow, like life is worth living again. And obviously Ocean Man at the end. It's just there's no part of this movie that's not iconic, and it's iconic for a reason. Wore the shirt to represent, and I think it's a perfect. It is a perfect movie. I think.
All right. My number 3 is Guardians 3.
Okay.
For the exact same reasons that I said before with the MCU, and then like once again, I think I fear that if I watch it again, it might slip.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the exact same reasons I said before. It's just a great conclusion movie. Made me cry for the first time in a movie, and yeah.
My number 3 is the Shawshank Redemption. I think if you had to pick out the most perfect movie to come out, it would probably be this one. It is most well-rounded. All the acting in there is incredible. The writing is incredible. Just everything about it. And it's crazy because it's a Stephen King story.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, he's known for horror and stuff, but, I mean, he wrote an insane story. Yeah.
There are a couple of movies where it's like based on the Stephen King novel, and it's not scary at all. I'm like, wait, did you wrote stuff that isn't horror? But I actually have not seen Shawshank either.
You really
I know. I have a lot of movies on my list where I'm like, I call myself a film fan, and I haven't seen it. But yeah, it's definitely on the list. My number 3 is the original Ghostbusters. This is actually a movie that I talked about, or that we talked about, I guess. I took a film studies course at community college, and it was about screenwriting, and it was about how, like, Ghostbusters, I mean, to my professor, I guess, had one of, like, the most airtight scripts just when it came to humor and pushing the plot along, and how it doesn't have a ton to say, but it also has a lot to say at the same time. And just all of the 80s comedians obviously produced, like, helping with the script, and it's iconic, and it's one of my favorites. It's unbelievable.
All right. Number 2, I have Cars.
Okay.
Just the childhood nostalgia. This was like the first time, like as a kid, like actively thinking, oh, this is my favorite movie.
Yep.
And just I love the racing, and I said before, being an F1 fan only elevates it. But yeah, it's just perfect to me.
Okay, my number 2 is Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson.
Nice.
Wes Anderson is one of my favorite film directors, and this is by far my favorite film of his. I love the animation. It definitely makes me think of like autumn every single time
Same.
I watch it. I just love everything about it. The songs in the film. I love the message of the story so much. It's incredible.
Wes Anderson, he's something else. I wish I had one of his movies on here, but I don't. Number 2 is Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I have a lot of the same things to say about my number 1 as well, but a perfect conclusion. If I had to pick, if I like origins or conclusions more, I prefer conclusions. But just everything comes to a head. This 10.5-hour saga finally comes to a head, and it has like 5 endings, but I'm okay with it because it
needs all those endings.
You have so many stories that need ended. And you have Aragorn, you have the Hobbits, you have Bilbo, you have Gandalf, you have Samwise. Everyone's on their A game, and it's a beautiful message of humanity, and like if we stick together, like one little hobbit can save the world. I think it's really cool.
All right, now for our number 1s. So my number 1 movie of all time is Transformers, 2007. Michael Bay. I mean, realistically, my whole top 5 would be all five of the Transformer movies. But for the sake of variety, I have the other ones on here. But so, Transformers 2007. It's been my favorite movie since I was 3. And it'll never change. That movie means more to me than
Meets the eye.
Yeah, that. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. The getting to meet like all these alien robots was the coolest thing in the world to me as a kid, and just every time I rewatch it, I get that same feeling, and it's just it's a world that I would want to revisit over and over and over again as much as I could.
Travel to Earth is like top 3. Like,
yeah, and the score, amazing. Just everything about it, I love.
My number 1 is The Princess Bride.
Okay.
It's very goofy and campy, but I just love everything about it. I've been watching it since I was very, very young. I mean, my earliest memory of watching it, I had already seen it. And it's super rare to me that, like, every single character in that movie was played by an actor that's perfect for it. I genuinely don't think a single person could have been replaced when it would have added anything. I just love every single person in there. And it's super iconic and super quotable, and it's definitely my comfort movie.
My number 1 is Dune Part 2. If you don't think it influenced Star Wars, George Lucas said it did. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. It is a perfect conclusion and sort of middle chapter with what we're going to get with Dune Part 3. The score is unbelievable. Hans Zimmer. You have Denis Villeneuve at his absolute peak. You have the Greg Fraser as the cinematographer. You had everyone that needed to be there, and they all brought 150,000% of what they needed to make one of the most iconic and probably the best movie that I might ever live to see. There's a reason, the reviews and all of these critics that usually give all of these movies terrible reviews, they loved it for a reason. And based on my favorite book of all time, I couldn't have asked for a better adaptation. Yeah, it changed a lot, but that's why it's an adaptation. If you want the direct thing, go read the book. I thought it was beautiful. It was tragic, and if you know what's coming next, we're cooked. So, Paul's cooked.
Well, all right. Those were our rankings. You can look forward to more of those in the future, probably. But for now, make sure you like, subscribe, to turn on the notifications, all the bells and whistles. Follow us on Letterboxd, Instagram, TikTok. And next week, look forward to our review of Weapons. So,
oh gosh, I'm scared to watch Weapons.
I'm so excited.
I forgot we're
very
watching
interested.
It's one of my most hyped movies this year.
that. I forgot we're watching that.
But yeah, you have that to look forward to. So until then, see you next week.
Peace out.
Bye.